Om Tridevibhyo Namaha. For a couple of occasions now, I've spoken to you about Shadavikaras and how it's very important for us to work on it both as a spiritual seeker and also as someone who's working for material success for yourself and for your family. In that series, let's talk a little bit about Lobha, the energy waster based on greed and craving for what belongs to other. Now, this is a very complicated energy. It's not very straightforward when we talk about Lobha. So, you're looking at something and you desire that. That's just the Kama Urja. But when you desire something that belongs to other, or you desire something because others have that and you want it excessively even when you may not even be qualified for it, that's where this becomes such a complicated energy. And this energy is very troubling because when you talk about the Shadavikara of Kama, there is a lot of material desire or lust involved. But much of that is just about you-centric. Here there is a lot of comparison in Lobha. Here there is a lot of evil eye towards the other person in Lobha. And that's where it becomes so complicated and it becomes a very karmic urja. It creates a lot of bad karma because you then tend to treat others very badly, especially those who are the object of that greed that you have or who are the comparison that is getting created. A similar energy also starts getting created in Matsarya, which I will talk about in another video. But staying on to greed or Lobha and staying on to that whole essence of craving for what others have. What this greed does, what this Lobha does is very complicated. The first thing that it does is, it destroys our dharmic mind. And while Kama can destroy your wisdom, this one takes away a very fundamental aspect of your own looking at life. You forget what you stand for in greed. You forget what your mission was in life when you get into greed. And you are so focused on the energy of the other person, many times you start picking up bad habits from others, even without your conscious registering it. Your subconscious is copying others. So, it happened, and here is a classical example of this. Someone recently, and this is a person who's guiding others, said that in the Rahu-driven, material-driven Kala Yuga, you have to start doing these behaviors, and these were very negative behaviors to get ahead. Now, somewhere in this person's life, and this is not just one person that I've heard this from, I've heard this from multiple people. In fact, there are people who are not even working with others, they say this for themselves. This is how the world is, this is how I want to be. That's the extent of greed that they have. So what's happening is, unconsciously you are giving away dharmic ways. Unconsciously you are getting rid of your dharma and you're saying, I will follow the path of adharma. I will follow the path that gives me the shortcut, the quick returns. And even if this is not the right thing to do, I will do it. And some people will go the bribing way, the others will go taking the shortcut way, manipulation, deception, coercion, and so many such techniques are followed by people who get into this. You will find these essences also with some of the other Shadavikaras like Mada and Matsarya. Mada stands for false ego and Matsarya stands for jealousy. But these are very prominent themes that come in. With the destruction of one's dharma, one becomes wavered in life. There's very little inner clarity. You know why? Because if you're losing your dharma as a son or daughter, you're losing your dharma as a partner, as a boss or as an employee or as a citizen, then what are you doing? You're going to sell your soul, you're going to sell your clarity, and you will take any path that comes in front of your way. So somebody comes and shows you a quicker route at doing something, you will take it without asking for consequences. So for the one who gets stuck with Lobha, the end becomes important, the means don't mean anything, and that's where they go wrong with their life. Their contentment goes away because of the dharma and clarity going away. So understand how deep and how damaging this is. So greed is not just a time waster, it's not just an energy waster, but it's something that wastes your dharma, it wastes your clarity, and it wastes your contentment in life. People who are prone to lobha, prone to greed and greed of what others have, are never satisfied in life. They stop at nothing. And at some point in time, all that they do becomes adharmic. It doesn't stay on the side of dharma at all. We've seen adharma play so badly when it came to Mahabharata, and there are so many other places. You see this between countries today, how bad this is, between societies, between communities. And the ones who have a lot, they also want to control. The ones who don't have it will take any means to get what those who have it to earn that. Right? Stay away from this. It's very dangerous. Now, what do you do? There are two things that I have been suggesting in this series to you, one behavioral and one dharmic change or a spiritual change. The behavioral change that you need to make here is start choosing simple living. And in that simple living, what you are looking at is getting rid of the constant desire to keep acquiring more and more and more. I spoke about this in the first video in the series where I discussed karma also. I spoke about minimalism there. Other than minimalism and possessing lesser things, start living simply. Keep your house simple. Appreciate the space in your house rather than the clutter. Appreciate the space in your life rather than the clutter. Don't want to fill more and more things. Material objects are impermanent. At some point in time, they will not help you. But space, prana, energy circulation in your life will help you. And especially as a spiritual sadhak, it will help you significantly. But remember, in the material world also, the moment you take your eyes away from greed and greed of what others have, you will focus on your dharma, what you have to do righteously, with clarity, with focus, and that's where your contentment will start coming. So make that behavioral change, start living simply, dress simply, eat simply, live simply. Your life will be so much more clean and far less complicated. When your living is non-complicated, your energy becomes easier and non-complicated, significantly helping you in life. The next thing that you need to remember is the antidote of greed and wantings that others have is to have selfless acts. And this is where start doing Shramdaan. And it's a very powerful spiritual way. One, it is connected to karma yoga and doing action by your body, mind and spirit. But the other is when you do Shramadana, and especially you could do Shramadana by doing some service in the community, doing some service with an NGO, wherever your place of worship is, whether it's a temple, mosque or church or wherever you go, in that place go and do some physical effort, some mental effort, give some service there. You can even service communities, you can give service to animals. Shramadana is significantly powerful in terms of building character, capability and stability of your mind when it comes to controlling the energy of Lobha. So encouragement to you, protect yourself, don't take non-dharmic ways. Don't take the path of adharma in this world. There is a lot of it around. It's easy to copy and fall trap. Even if you are one out of a million doing the dharmic things, stay to your path. You will reap the benefits and others will get inspired by you sooner or later. Note it, it will happen in your life that others will get inspired by you if you stay dharmic for long enough. You will be tested, but those benefits will come. Protect your contentment, protect your energy, protect your clarity, involve yourself in simple things, keep your life simple, live simple, eat simple, and ensure that you do Shramadana.